Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 1 of the revived Clone High. And this is from creators Lord Miller, and is focusing on a bunch of clones of famous, really famous figures in history who are brought back to life and inhabit this high school. And along with Lord Miller, we have Bill Lawrence, who up to this point now, since the original Clone High came out, has done Scrubs and Ted Lasso and Shrinking, and so many series that are very successful. And obviously Lord and Miller are huge. And here we have a really talented cast who brings to life so many people like Abe Lincoln, Harriet Tubman, Cleopatra. You have JFK and Confucius and Joan of Arc and George Washington and Frida and so many of these characters. And it's such an interesting thing to think about each of these historical figures being put in a contemporary context with each other with technology, like advanced technology. It's the future where we have cloning. So obviously it's advanced. And we have their interactions, them dealing with all of their high school angst. Abe Lincoln, who's in love with Joan of Arc and just wants to be with her. But John F. Kennedy, he is the most popular kid in school. And you have that whole dynamic. Each episode takes us for a wild ride. There's even some offshoot episodes, one in particular that kind of is like Bicentennial Man and takes us on this crazy ride. And this leads up to something that rips the floor out from under you in terms of what this show's really about in its final episode, and leaving a big door open for some fascinating and crazy things moving forward. But this is a very interestingly stylized and thrilling animated series that takes some of the most recognizable human beings in history and turns them into a bunch of angsty teenagers, and we get to see them having all these relatable teenage things like relationships and trying to do good in your classes and trying to prep for clone college. And all of these different elements come together and make a fascinating and crazy ride. And the voice acting is fantastic with the likes of Will Forte and Neil Casey, Lord and Miller doing some of that work themselves, and Krista Miller and Nicole Sullivan. There's a Donald Faison, who obviously has the Scrub connections, coming in for Bill Lawrence here. And there's just so many great performers here. It makes me want to go back and watch some of the original series. And this is a fascinating and weird ride that is such an interesting idea, and I can't wait to see where they go with it next. But those are my thoughts on Season 1 of the revived Clone High on Max. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.